This is the story of Dr. Esteban Reyes and the night his kid became a haunting reality. It all started one wet Friday night downtown. The air was heavy as lead pressing down on the city. The rain was as cold as the asphalt itself. Laura, only 23, was walking home, maybe thinking about what she streamed last night or planning a new show to binge watch. She used to be so full of life. Her smile was bright as the city lights. Her laughter was as light as a melody. In an instant, her world ended. A drunk driver, reckless and fast, hit her and fled the scene. The sound of the impact was as brutal as a sudden execution. The engine noise was as loud as a roar, quickly fading into silence. Somebody saw the car, but no one could catch the criminal. The driver's escape was as successful as it was cowardly. Laura was left broken on wet asphalt, her stallion as unnatural as the sudden silence. The life draining from her was as swift as water thrown at rain.
The paramedical rushed her to Metropolitan Hospital. Her condition was critical, the injuries catastrophic. The scene in the trauma bay was as chaotic as battlefield. Her tension as thick as smoke. Dr. Reyes, a brilliant surgeon, received her. However, he was also terribly exhausted after a 36-hour shift. His judgment was compromised by the exhaustion. His facial felt as heavy as lead weight, coolly his usually clear mane. He misses a major internal bleed. His horizon was large as the one they failed to find. He chose a conservative treatment, believing he had time. He hoped his instruction was as sharp as they usually were. They weren't. The simple mistake for a fisher was the most terrible decision of his career. At 10:17 p.m., Laura died. Dr. Reyes knew he was responsible for the negligence, although he wanted to confess. Fear sealed him. The guilty weighed on him as much as his hesitation. He wrote down the time of death and said nothing. The silence in the room became as heavy as a coffee lid.
2 days later was the funeral. Dr. Reyes went, but he hid far away behind the trunk of a massive oak tree. The atmosphere was as thick as a curtain, absorbing a sun. There was as cold as the sadness in his heart. He watched Lover's family. He felt in the immense weight of his secret. His hair was heavier than the stone of any monuments in the graveyard. He felt tormented. His regret was as sharp as knife's edge. The truth was burning him as fiercely as a fever. He realized that the driver was a killer, but he, the doctor, was an accomplice.
After the night, the hospital changed for Dr. Reyes. The atmosphere around him was thick, like cold, damp air. It was colder than the outside and significantly distant than the rest of the floor. Everywhere he walked, he felt a strange pressure, like invisible hands pushing down on his shoulders. This fear was as paralyzing as a sudden shock, chilling him to the bone. He didn't used to be this nervous. His old calm in the morning was as distant as a fading memory. Now he was always jumpy. The shadows seemed as deep as the abyss itself. He started checking every corner, feeling as foolish a character in a horror movie. Sometime late at night, when the hallways were completely empty, he would hear it, a cold, thin voice, barely a whisper. They hit me. The sound was clear as a chill, yet impossible to locate. The spirit of Laura was looking for justice, and Reyes was her target. His daily routine became a nightmare, centered on one item: his logbook. His effort to hide it were as useless as trying to stop them. He tried locking on his most secure cabinet, but it never worked. No matter where he started looking in a drawer covered with other books, it would always open on the top on this desk. The book's return was as central as the sunrise.
And always at 10:70 p.m. it was open. The page detailing Laura's case was circled in faint red ink, highlighting her time of death. 10:70 p.m. It was the coldest spot in the room, as cold as abandoned morgue. The logbook was a constant timing reminder. It was the buzzing Dr. Ward's secret exposed daily, clear as day. Dr. Reyes has since resigned. He tried to move on, but the chilling whispers and the appearance of the logbook followed him home. The guilt followed him as persistently as his own shadow. Lara, the girl of 1070, will never let him forget his negligence.